Peace. Salute to the great people. What's up, everybody? I'm a little bit excited, you guys. We got some interesting news a few days ago, as many of you may be aware. News has broken, okay, and it's being reported that the truth, the biggest, Mr. Man Down himself will be returning to the ring later this fall. What? I am hype. Of course, we had a little glimpse into this breaking news a few months ago when EJ stepped into the ring after the fight with Sebastian Fundora and Tim Tszyu. And of course, Fundora was victorious in that fight. And EJ pulled right on up as he said he would, got into that ring and let the world know that he is back and that it's strap motherfucking season. Okay. So yeah, we saw this and it's beautiful to see it confirmed yet again, and given also a set point in time when it's going to happen. We know that it's going to happen sometime in October, and it's also said to be in Dallas, which is very, very, very interesting all around. Now, apparently he and Fundora have also agreed to a deal, where they are indeed going to fight for the WBC junior middleweight, belt in October. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm just thinking about it and I'm like drifting off a little bit in my mind about what is going to take place. What can we look forward to? What can we expect from this matchup, y'all? This is quite heavy. It's quite a big deal. And of course, this is going to be EJ's first fight at 154, which is very interesting, as far as all the dynamics surrounding the questions that boxing fans like myself have about what can we expect from EJ at 154, particularly his first fight at 154. This is definitely great news to hear. All the boxing diehards and supporters of EJ have absolutely been on pins and needles, okay, waiting anxiously in the wings to hear news of this king's return. So it's definitely big and exciting news for us. Now, I'm hoping that he is well recovered. I'm hoping that he is well rested, focused, and just feeding that dog, that lion, that fire, that spirit in him that we all know, love, and respect as boxing fans. I hope that he's been taking great care of himself and, that he is in tip-top condition for his return. Now, should this be the case, that'll mean that EJ's return to the ring in October will also be his first fight back in 15 months, y'all, which is quite an extensive period of time. And as we know, EJ for the past however many years since the car accident has had, quite the extensive layoffs. You know what I'm saying? He had a long layoff between the time of the accident when he came back to fight Danny Garcia. And of course, in spectacular fashion, he defeated Danny Garcia. But he did come off some rust, and the Yordenis Ugas fight. And of course, the, lengthy negotiation time between he and Crawford before that fight actually materialized. There was layoff. So, he's been dealing with some rust over the years. And only in the particular case as it pertained to Crawford, did we see that, his duration away from the ring didn't work out in his best favor. But prior to that, ring rust didn't really seem too much to be an issue as far as his ability to perform and succeed, as far as, coming out as the victor in his fight. So, with his last defeat and his first and only defeat to Terrence Crawford last July, it's definitely got people, peering in, to see in what condition will he arrive in, and also will he be able to trump this aspect of ring rust that he's and layoff that he's coming off of, which is it's definitely interesting. It's definitely got me swarming in a bunch of questions and intrigue and all sorts of things. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to be interested in seeing his standing and his condition What condition will he arrive in? Has he made adjustments, since his fight with Bud last July is among the questions. Also, is his body fully and properly healed? Of course, he had severe injuries as far as the damage that he took with Crawford, but he also, had the eye injury, which is trailing off of and lingering and stemming from his car accident that he had. And all of these sorts of questions about his recovery and his healing. Has he healed? Will we see new techniques within his weaponry against Fundora in October? Is a question that I have. Also, what EJ is going to come to the ring? Will it be the EJ that put on an absolute shutout masterclass boxing beatdown against Mikey Garcia? Or will it be the Demolition Man that totally dismantled and obliterated your Danis Ugas? Is it going to be a little bit of something in between that we'll see? I'm curious, y'all. I'm definitely curious about what the King will do. What version of him will we see? Is it actually a version that we've never seen before? Definitely highly interested, for sure. Okay. Another huge query that I have is, who is going to be coaching Errol Spence Jr.? That is among the primary questions that I have. With the legal battle between EJ and Derek James, that we know to be, a prevailing theme between these two men, that pretty much to me confirms, that the two men have actually parted ways. You know what I mean? Because there is no amicability, that says, listen, we can bypass this and forego the lawsuit and just get it, down between us two. That shows that there is no sense of partnership between them, that they are in this type of legal battle. If it's true that this is certified, that, that there is a split and a parting between them, who will EJ be bringing on to the ship, you guys? Big question that we have concerning that. Is it going to be somebody that he already has a prior history and rapport with? Has he been searching for the duration of his layoff since the Crawford fight? Has that been among the things he's been doing in addition to vacationing and healing and recovering? Has he also been keeping an eye out for a potential new fit for him? That's something that I'm wondering about. Apparently he's staying in Dallas, where we all know that he's based, because the Fundora fight is said to be taking place there in Texas. So it doesn't seem to me that he, has any plans about relocating or anything like that. What's going on? I'm interested. I have questions. And I guess in due time, all the questions will be revealed and all the answers will be revealed to those questions. I'm definitely intrigued, y'all. No cap. I can't wait to see what announcements will be made in the coming months. I've heard it said, from various people here and there, about suggestions and that EJ should work with Backpack. I call him Backpack, but, Bomac. Of course, who trains Terrence Crawford. I've heard people say that he should go with Bomac. I've heard suggestions that he should, possibly go with Bozy Ennis, of course, who is the legendary father and trainer of Boots Ennis, the wonderful Boots Ennis. It's interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? People thought that myriad suggestions that I've heard. I personally said maybe, Ronnie Shields would be a good fit for him, a feasible fit for him, because he already knows Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields, of course, trains Jamal Charlo, of course, who is among, his besties, him and Jamel. He has close ties with them. So, of course, he already has the rapport with Ronnie James. I don't know what direction King EJ is going to go in. I do know that he knows what a partnership takes, on the elite level. That I do know. He knows what it means to fight at championship level. And I trust in that. I trust that he'll make the best decision for himself. I'm certain that he definitely wants to continue to build towards claiming his legacy and solidifying his legacy among the elite. You know what I'm saying? So it's crucial that he chooses wisely, and I'm sure he's aware of that. And I hope that whatever the decision is, it's something that'll cultivate a foundation that allows for him the space to grow, to augment his natural abilities, and maybe even introduce some layers to his game that we haven't seen of him yet, right? That'll be interesting. Maybe somebody who can bring out some new colors, some new textures within this warrior, because he surely has a lot to work with. And I'm sure we have only seen a fraction of it. I'm sure we haven't seen every single aspect of Errol Spence Jr. I'm sure there are undersurface, subterranean things that he's got that it'll be wonderful to see who can bring that out of him. I can't front, I am devastated that he and Derek James are in this type of turmoil with each other for whatever reason, financial or otherwise. But at the same time, I think that he could use this opportunity as an opening, of a new chapter, of course, with an ending is nothing but a beginning, and so forth and so on. It's a cycle. And it might just be what he needs. Who knows? Things do have a funny way of working sometimes. And a lot of the times one just has to follow that flow and follow the current of the going energy. Just respond to it, be open to it. And, who knows where it can take you? Maybe it's something that was much needed. Maybe he had to do some cleaning up. Who knows? But as far as Sebastian Fundora goes, this motherfucker is a tall task, y'all. No pun intended. Like, Sebastian Fundora is no walk in the park. He is no chump. He is no easy work. Okay. He is a great fighter. He's rangy. He fights aggressively. The man sits beautifully on his punches. He likes to come forward. He is not afraid of inside in the pocket fighting. He's got the goods. He doesn't, to me, have the best defense. The man gets hit quite a lot. Okay, he gets hit a lot. All types of beat upside the head all the goddamn time. But, he's a strong competitor. He's definitely a strong competitor. He's a warrior. He's got that warrior heart, and he is very skilled. Okay, we've seen what he's done to Erickson Lubin. Of course, we saw the Tim Tszyu fight, which was an absolute war between those two men. Wonderful, wonderful fighter. And the sentiments seem to be... The sentiments seem to be split about if this is the best first fight option for EJ. Okay, I see a lot of split decisions about this. A lot of people feel that Fundora is too much for EJ to handle upon his return to the ring. Okay, and I think a part of this has to do with that, the fact that the world is obviously still quite devastated about the outcome of the Crawford fight. Okay, and naturally so. It was a motherfucking gruesome ass battle. Okay, so I understand those perspectives and, the sense of care that people are showing, or at least thinking that they are showing by saying, listen, maybe you should, or maybe you shouldn't quite, you know what I'm saying? There's the reservation and the hesitation with that. And I definitely understand those perspectives. However, one thing that we know of EJ is that one of his mottos is no tune-ups. No tune-ups. He doesn't want to hear it. Okay, he's not about it. He's not for it. He's made it quite clear throughout his career what type of time that he is on. Some people may call that stubborn. Some people may, not necessarily agree with it. I get both perspectives. Okay, I stand in the middle with that as far as my understanding. But my position is, above all, that I support him. That is to say that I respect his decision, whatever that is. Okay, this is his game. This is his path. Okay, he has to decide for himself what that means and what he is looking to gain from it. It's a conversation that only he can have with his path. And, he believes in himself fully. He does. And it doesn't matter to him as far as he goes. It doesn't matter that he lost to Crawford. Okay, it doesn't matter. Call it foolish, call it whatever the fuck, a lot of people may not understand that, but in his mind, it does not matter. Okay, he's a fighter. This is what he does. Okay. He wants to head right back in there with the best of them. This is, why I respect this man and why I respect the fighters that I respect, all the beautiful kings that I respect in this game. He knows good and goddamn well what he's up against, and he's going forward anyway. It's a different type of beast. It's a different type of animal that we are looking at, y'all. We tend to sit back and get caught up in these type of modalities of protection, ideas of conservation, safety, and comfort. We get caught up in these types of modalities, but, we can't forget that these men, at the end of the day, are warriors. That is what they are. This is what they do. This is why they're fighters. We cannot hold their hand. We can't hold their hand until the fighting is done. That's when we can come in, when they come home, that's where we can assist them and tend to them and talk to them and, be on civilian terms with them. But other than that, on the battlefield, that is their territory and that is their goal. That's their vision. That's what they're heading towards. And, we just got to respect him, and we got to respect all the fighters and allow them to go to war. That's just as easy as I can put it. But with that being said, EJ is definitely by far one of my top hitman, one of my top gunners. He is definitely the cream of the crop. He is definitely still pound for pound for me. Among the elite on the pound for pound, hands down, nothing's changed. There aren't many, honestly, that I put above him, win, lose, or draw. That's real talk. He's a warrior. I respect him greatly. And I can't wait to see what's in store for this king. Whatever it is, I know that he will not disappoint. He's going to show up with that heart. He's going to show up with that spirit, and he's going to put it all on the line. Big salute to the King EJ, and welcome back. It's motherfucking strap season. Man down. Anyway, I'm on to the next, y'all. Peace.